I am an environmentalist is what got me into this industry, but I don't ever mention climate change. I don't mention global warming because it's too hard for most people to understand. It's like, these are like existential crises, like it's crises like death. Like, I know I'm going to die someday, but it's not for a really long time. So I'll worry about it when it's a problem, right? It's like, okay, well, I want to eat healthy and take care of myself to live as long as possible, right? I don't want to necessarily take that approach, but a lot of people look at that, they kind of take that same philosophy. So I don't even bother with global warming, climate change, any of that stuff. It's just like, hey, like, it's good for the bottom line to be sustainable. It's good for the bottom line to go into your supply chain, look through your entire supply chain and root the waste out from it. And it's good for your bottom line to optimize your trash service. And as an added benefit, it's going to make you, if it's good for the bottom line, it's going to make you more competitive, which means you can either have a higher profit margin, or you can charge your customers a lower price. And either way, you're benefiting everybody. So that's how I try to kind of approach these things.
I think that's great, honestly, because for better or for worse, we're always losing people, when we're using things that have become politicized on one side of the aisle or the other, right? Certain things, so I even had a gentleman on Arlen Wasserman here not too long ago, and he was like one of the like OGs of sustainability before it was even like a thing. Like in like the 70s, he was like created this position, this thing at his school, whatever, about sustainability, and he's like kind of lived his whole life on that, and I was like, why does it have to be, like, to your point, right? Why does it have to be global climate change anyways? I think that kind of thing, automatically you're going to just be alienating certain people. And like you said, it's just, even if you're not politically, it's like got people's heads spinning already, right? And it's just like, putting in a way that provides value for somebody now, and in a way that that is not just something far off and scaring people or whatever.
Yeah.
Smoke cigarettes, and any kinds of things or whatever else, and just in that way, I think, and I think just in general, all these kinds of everything under this kind of umbrella, for whatever reason, is kind of been put into that category, right? And it's almost like I was in cannabis for many years. Not try to share that on the podcast and everything. And cannabis used to be pot, weed, and then they had a whole marketing change, a whole branding change. It's cannabis, and it's like medicinal, and it's like helping people and all these kind of things, and then you can kind of like get back in, and people they've changed their whole mentality around it, right? And is that kind of, I posed a question for him, and he was like, no, we need, but I'll pose a question for you. Is there like a marketing problem with this whole recycling and sustainability, and even without getting into climate change, which for sure I think many people have a problem with? Is there, like, you've seen that it's become like a partisan issue as opposed to just, and how can we, like, I guess from your point of view, is this something that you feel it needs to kind of be remarketed and kind of rebranded a little bit?
Yes. My vision for the world is that we integrate sustainable practices into everyday business, because sustainable practices means the business is eliminating waste from their supply chains. A really quick example before I get into the real answer of your question, like maybe 15 years ago, 10 years ago, In-N-Out Burger used to serve everything in a disposable container, whether you ate it in the restaurant or took it to go. They put it in that little folding cardboard, paperboard thing. And then like 10, 15 years ago, they started using those reusable plastic trays. And I guarantee you, they're very conservative. If the government says to do it, they try to do the opposite. But I guarantee you, they crunch the numbers and they're like, we're spending $1 zillion buying trays that people use for 10 minutes and they throw it in the trash. The trays are bulky, so we're spending zillions of dollars on extra trash service because we're throwing them away. And we're spending $1 zillion having our employees have to physically pop these things open just to be used for 10 minutes. So I guarantee you, somebody sat there and crunched the numbers and said, we're going to use these reusable trays. We're going to save a ton of time buying inventory. We're going to save a ton of money on trash. We're going to save money on this and that and everything. and they're also, they're saving money on the bottom line, but they're also doing the right thing for the environment. So that's what I have to say about that, right? But they're not going to advertise it because it's like, for whatever reason, we've made like environmentally friendly is like we've made this perception that it's bad for business or something.